Look for the beer necessities, those simple beer necessities. And we're back! Yeah! Episode 5, everybody. Back to the beer necessities. We got Diesel, Dale Hansen.
Bad Billy Pratt.
I guess just normal Corbin Atkinson.
And that does it, everybody. That does it. You guys are now with the trifecta. This is what every individual wishes they could be, wishes they could do. Every girl wants on their list, is never going to get on their list. Every guy wants to be on their list and can only dream to be us. That's just how this works out. But we're back. So Beer Necessities, a great podcast about a bunch of fun individuals having a good time, drinking some great beer, enjoying wonderful conversation, maybe a little food, maybe some good times. We don't know. It's whatever we want to make this thing to be, whatever you guys throw into the mix, we're willing to give it a shot. Okay? Hit those subscribe buttons, hit those like buttons, do the fun things that you guys want to do, you know, like little Macarena, little things like that. It's going to be perfect. Have a good time. So, getting into it. We are on episode 5 of Beer Necessities. We have been experimenting, doing a lot of different things. We are really trying to make this as open a forum for everybody to get to think about what we've been doing, experiment, let us know what they want us to do. And so we can kind of bring some things to the table. And we just really enjoyed good beers and good times. Last episode, we did something a little different where we did some food pairings. We had 2 different food pairings, and then we did another mystery beer. Good times had by all, right? So the first beer that we had last week was Jackie O's Cellar Cuvée 15. This was a barley wine stout concoction that we paired with a couple different cheeses. We had a pancake muffin or sausage muffin and sausage balls. We also did the Arcane Ale Works Tooth and Nails with creme brulee, supplied by Mr. Bill over here, which was pretty fantastic. And then we had our mystery beer, which was from Charlotte, North Carolina, Heist Brewing with Blurred Way Up. Bill, how did you feel about that Jackie O's last week?
Jackie O's was fine. It was a little thin, but you know, Jackie O's doesn't do bad barrel aged beers. It was good. It was good. You know, we've had better. I'm sure we'll have worse.
Hot take. Corbin, tell me.
I kind of take a slight offense to fine. I mean, fine. Yeah, it was good, okay? It wasn't the best beer we've had, but it was very good. Fine is it's a line a little bit closer to bad, and I'm not okay with that.
Of all the beers we've had, I apologize for cutting it. All the beers we've had so far through 4 episodes, that was probably our lowest ranked one.
Really?
If you just look straight at the rankings of what we've had, I believe that would have the lowest ranking.
Retort?
I mean, if we don't take into consideration the old broom, it was, falling off a little bit. I don't know. I would have to look at notes, but I feel like it was better than something, but I could be wrong. And I'm okay with that. I'm often wrong, as people like to tell me.
Wow. This was a conversation that I was not ready for right off the bat. I am enjoying this episode right now.
My only complaint is the word fine.
It was fine.
It's a discredit to the
I feel like
courteous.
I feel like Bill's description last episode was not fine.
Yeah.
It was a little higher than that, and I feel like maybe he thought about it a little more, and all of a sudden he's like coming back at us, and we had no prep time to deal with this fine word.
Yeah. Bill, did you have some indigestion that night?
Whoa!
I don't believe so.
He did have 2 of Dale's big sausage balls. 2 of Dale's big sausage balls.
I probably had 3.
And they were delightful.
Well endowed individuals here. These boys like their balls, so good for them. Moving on before this whole thing starts up a little wild here. Corbin.
Yo.
Arcane Ale Works, the Tooth and Nails with creme brulee. I noticed you pretty much finished your creme brulee. How'd you feel about the beer?
It was a great beer. I definitely enjoyed it. I think, as we noted in that episode, creme brulee was not a strong flavor note of that beer, but it was a great barley wine. I've recently traveled and had an interesting experience where I went to a lot of local breweries in certain places that had barley wines. I often kind of look around for the breweries that have barley wines. It's always usually a good sign. They make a lot of different stuff. I went to one place that had a champagne style barley wine. Did not taste like barley wine. Did not really taste like champagne. It was closer to like an apple cider. It was good, but no way was it a barley wine. I don't know that I'm necessarily an expert. I probably have had more barley wines than most people. Yeah, I've definitely had more barley wines than most people.
Can't argue with you.
So I had that, and I had a couple others that were just very interesting, and again, just not very barley wine. At least the barley wine that I know and love. They were good. They were okay beers. One was more Belgian-y and more of like a kind of like clove and Hefeweizen notes to me. But I mean, good beer is good beer. But I do think some breweries need to revisit their labeling.
Hold on. Now, Bill, he used the word great. How do you feel about that word usage for last episode's beer, Arcane Ale Works?
It's gonna be like
Tooth and Nails with creme brulee.
Well, great is a bit of a stretch. It was really good. Barley wine is life. Corbin and I are ring that bell constantly. We love our barley wines. Again, the only detraction really was it was creme brulee inspired. While there were notes of vanilla, it didn't really remind me too much of creme brulee. But again, being an English barley wine versus the trashy American barley wine,
you just got somebody to like us right there. And there's nothing wrong with American barley wine.
This is such a hot episode right now.
It's different. And I want to say, do you guys remember, like, in our first few episodes where, like, Bill described me as the tough critic? Like, oh, I'm the one that always rates things low.
I'm the cranky old man.
Yeah.
All right, folks, you're gonna get some good lovin's today because that's a good time. Now, I'm gonna throw it out there. We did the Blurred Way Up from Heist out of Charlotte.
I want to say that you didn't tell us what you thought about any of those two beers. I hate
That's
to interrupt you, but it's not fair to set us against each other without your wisdom.
Well, the nice thing is, I'm commentating and narrating this thing, so we're good to go. No, actually, I loved Jackie O's Cellar Cuvée. I think with the pairing, we had the cheeses and the sausage ball and the pancake. It was interesting to be able to see the changes that some of the foods brought and some of the changes that the food did not bring at all on that particular beer. Felt like the sausage ball actually brought a little spice of the mix. We had some hot honey on there and used some spicy sausage, but I feel like it pulled more out of the beer. The espresso cheese from Sartori, the Bellavitano, was amazing. Really kind of opened some of that up, kind of brought it more of the stout out of the flavor, so it was really good. The Arcane Ale Works Tooth and Nail, I did not put my tongue in the bottom of the bowl, but I did enjoy the creme brulee. I really like the barley wine. The only kicker I had with that was I like the word creme brulee inspired. It wasn't strong in the creme brulee. It wasn't. It did not blast me with anything to make me think creme brulee by any stretch of the imagination.
Sugars, burnt sugar, like that.
And that's something. Yeah, if you can get a little bit of that burnt in there, that's going to do a ton. Like, oh man, because burnt sugar actually, it's got a good flavor, a good different, unique taste to it.
I think they made a vanilla barley wine and used creme brulee as maybe a selling point more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine how much creme brulee flavor deal you got to throw into a vat to get what you're trying to look for out of a creme brulee. I mean, you're pushing out toothpaste by the time you start getting to the flavors you're probably talking about. So it was good. If it was not named creme brulee, I would have ranked it higher than what I did, but it was very good. Now with the Arcane Ale, or the Heist, the Blurred Way Up, that one was a double IPA, scored a 4.1 on Untapped, and that thing was piney. You get slapped in the face with a pine cone right off the bat, and then you take that up and down your taste buds. But it was good, and I appreciated it. Corbin liked it more.
I'm a fan. I'll scream heist, from the mountaintops. I'm a big fan. Have been for years. So Blurred Way Up. I actually ranked really high at one point on Untapped, and brought it down lower this time. But still, as far as a double IPA goes, I enjoyed it.
And I'm going to preface this right now. Jackie O's, Arcane, Heist, doing quality work.
Amen.
Don't check that out. We're just here to just give our thoughts and appreciations to the situation. Speaking of thoughts and appreciations and things coming down the pipe, we got a big trip happening here pretty soon for one of our special guests.
Yeah, so I think what you're alluding to is my upcoming trip to...
Is this alluding?
Alluding. Altered States Festival. It's held up there in Greenville, South Carolina by 8 states.
Beautiful place.
8 states, sorry. They have, I want to say like 40 plus breweries, maybe. I don't know. It's a lot. And it's going to be a good time. I had the pleasure of going up there last year, and they did it a little earlier in the year in March. This year they decided to move it into late July, so that'll be kind of interesting. It'll be a little warmer, but I'm curious to see why they did that, if there's going to be any changes based off of that. But last year, amazing. Best beer festival I've ever been to. They had so many big names of great breweries, and a lot of breweries I just discovered. But Horus was there, which, I mean, if you've had anything from there, I can shut up. You understand.
You're not upset.
If you haven't, then if you see it, buy it.
HORUS.
Yes. Not to confused with HO.
That's right.
No
hose.
So it's great. It's a great time. Last year, I say the only complaint I would have is that they didn't have any rinse stations. So like a lot of the breweries got really creative with like water bottles and like little holes in the bottles, and they did a really good job with that, and that was great. But it was kind of a surprise because they had everything else. They had freaking half pipes. People were skateboarding the entire time on these half pipes. They had live bands. They had great food. It was a fun and entertaining event. They had these cool like tents and couches. You could go like hang out and vape if you're into that. I am not. They had so many fun things. It was a great time. My fiance went. She loved it. She doesn't even drink beer, but we walked around and she still had a great time. So this year, I unfortunately will be just going with some friends, but I'm expecting to still have a pretty good time. And
are you going?
I am not.
Oh, you have other friends?
I have encouraged you people to buy tickets before.
You absolutely 100% did.
Yeah.
But drinking beer in Greenville in July in the sun,
this guy's talking to Ruth bombs. Right
because
here.
I was really hoping my fiance would go. I did get a designated driver ticket. So if you wanna be my wingman and pretend to not be drinking. You're welcome to go.
We're 100% in designated drivers, not drunk drivers, designated drivers in the situation, but yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. As I've said in previous episodes, 8 State makes really quality beer. It's one of my favorite breweries, if not my favorite brewery. It is close to, like my go-to as anything could be. And they always bring quality stuff to the mix, and I'm sure this year will be no different than the last, albeit slightly hotter. If you haven't experienced the South Carolina July, you don't want to.
Jesus Christ. All right, keep it in your pants, Corbin. We've had enough of your talk right now. Bill, moving on. Where are you excited to go to this year? We're getting into the travel time. We've got everybody's going to be moving around the country, enjoying fun things, going to fun places. Where are you excited to go to, and what are you excited to experience?
So this year, being the elder statesman of the group, I officially hit the big 5-0 in September. Yes, sir.
Old man.
You
can tell by the salt and all the pepper here. Look at all that salt. A lot of salt.
And the grumpiness that he's
and get off my lawn!
You are so salty today. This is amazing.
So to celebrate my 50th birthday, all of our family, my wife and 3 daughters, are going to meet up in Denver. Rent a cabin in the Rockies, and celebrate, my 50th trip around the sun. So one day, all we're going to do is hit breweries. I've got a list of breweries that we plan on hitting, including Weldworks, which we sampled one of their beers in episode 2. And I actually have a list of probably 6 or 7 that we're going to bounce around and try different beers and just enjoy my time with my wife and daughters.
I'll tell you what, I did a trip to Denver one time for a buddy for his wedding. I was officiating that wedding. And what we did, as soon as we got there, we got off, we took an Uber to a burrito place to get something to eat. But it was a bar, same place. First thing I did is say, can you print me off a receipt slip? I just need yay big. Like, okay, you got a pen? Yep. What do you need? If you were to leave from this place right now, and you're going to go drinking for the day, what 4 or 5 places would you hit? And he wrote down his. And we picked one. We're like, okay, we kind of mapped them out while we're sitting there drinking. We went to the next one, and then we gave that same list to the next one. Like, where would you go 4 or 5 times? We ended up with like 2.5 pages of sheet, like this big, of just lists, and we were just knocking breweries out, and it was awesome. But man, you get into some of them locals, I will tell you what's going on. We really enjoyed True in downtown Denver. They had some fun things there. It was real kind of interesting cellar age stuff. Was really fun. And then we went to Odd 13 outside.
Odd 13's on my list.
Yeah, that place was so fun. We had such a good time. I remember going there, and we were just like, it was kind of like it didn't like pop up like, oh, this is a big place right there. You just walk in, you're like, this is awesome. This is great. So yeah, Odd 13 was so fun. So give it a shot for sure.
Now, Bill, I think you've always at least told us that you thought of us as family. That means you're bringing us along, right?
I don't recall an invite. Did you get an invite?
I just thought it was a surprise. Maybe he's going to tell us in this episode.
So I'm not your friend, and I'm not your family. Gotcha. You guys suck balls.
You are absolutely welcome to join me. There are plenty of room in the garage.
I will take that all day.
I will sleep on the street if you cover everything else.
And I personally,
it is Denver. I won't be the only one.
No,
Nope, definitely not.
Yeah.
I'm actually hitting Nashville in November. My best friend since we were 18 years old also turns 50 this year, and he's doing a birthday trip, so I will be in Nashville in November.
Where are you going to hit specifically in Nashville?
That's a good question. I haven't looked that far into it. I think Southern Grist is one I've been to before that is absolutely delicious.
Some Bearded Iris.
Bearded Iris, man. That's
one.
my number one. That place is cool. I like that place.
So those two are definitely on the short list.
Nice.
Where are you heading?
I'm going to be going to Virginia, and my little trip will take me right through Richmond, which is my happy place. So I'm going to hit the Vale. I'm going to hit Answer, Hardywood, Ardent. I just love Stone. I'm going to roll into Stone and just check out a bunch of different places. And then we're going to be up in the D.C. area. I've not traveled to D.C. as an adult. So I'm just going to look around, see if I can find something fun and interesting. I mean, with all the politics and all the garbage that gets thrown around there, there's got to be beer running around somewhere. So I got to get a hold of that.
You gotta be drinking something.
Somebody's on some sauce. I got to find it. And that's how that part's going to work.
Yeah.
Anywhere else other than your quick trip to other states you going to?
It's kind of early in the planning, but I know me and my fiance are really hoping to get up to St. Louis this year for very obvious reasons. And that obvious reason is to visit our best friend, ex-roommate, Jenny. Hi, Jenny. You may watch this in the future. We also
love you, Jenny.
Yeah, we would also like to go to a certain brewery. Not going to name any names.
Side project.
Totally. Nobody's heard of that one before. Love to go there. I'm also kind of on a barbecue journey, as we all are in life, and
St. Louis is not a bad place to go.
I think it's one of those last few hot spots that I haven't hit yet. So as far as the states go. So,
and as a pizza guy, you have to try St. Louis pizza.
Okay.
Emo's Pizza. It's not necessarily my favorite kind, but my wife, my daughter, my mother are all nuts for Emo's Pizza.
Never heard
pizza.
of it. IMO?
IMOS. Emo's Pizza. They use a cheese called Provel.
Okay.
Unlike any cheese you've ever really, necessarily had on pizza. Mm-hmm. It is a St. Louis institution. You absolutely have to try it. And White Castle. If you've never had White Castle, you need to try a White Castle burger.
burger place?
I've had my fair share of White Castle.
Okay.
Yeah, have a good time with that. Anywho,
All my friends in the loo.
What's up?
fantastic. Ruined this whole conversation. All right,
Which part of that? Right?
let's get into some beer.
Okay.
We this episode are going to be doing We Slay a Whale from. Well, we slay a whale. It's Anchorage Brewing Double Oaked Deal with the Devil. I can't read for nothing, everybody. I suck. So this is going to be an Deal with the Devil. Oh, look at that wax on the bottom down there. Oh man, that's I
apologize to your ears.
We're having a good times here. We got bitter conversation, quality attitudes. This is good stuff. All right. So this was one of the beers that we had all discussed from episode 1 that we were excited to get a hold of, get into, and really try. We have had Anchorage before. We had Suffer. And what else did we have? We had...
we did Suffer on our own.
that was a separate... We had Suffer one time, but then what was the other one?
Kill the King?
Kill the King.
Kill the King.
Yeah.
And we had a good time with those things. So this is going to be amazing. I'm going to allow Kitten here... Actually, no, your Baby Cakes. Baby Cakes today is going to do the official pouring, if that would be all right. I'm going to open it for you just because I just want you to feel sexy about this.
That's fine.
That's nice. After you, Baby Cakes.
Oh, wait.
Everybody likes that. Everybody likes that.
Yeah.
Now, this batch was aged for 16 months in a fantastic blend of barrels. Bernheim Original Wheat Whiskey, Elijah Craig 8-year bourbon, and Russell's Reserve Bourbon. This is a barley wine at 18%, and this is at a 4.63 untapped rating, which, again, that we have discussed in the past, is outside of Corbin's range of his 4.5, 4.55. We're going to see where old Dark Horse here takes it for us.
So as I mentioned previous episode, I believe this is on my bucket list. So
That's exactly it. That's why we're saying we're slaying a whale.
yeah,
This is definitely one of those white whales.
definitely appreciate Bill's good connections here and getting this.
Yeah. Tell you what. He makes things happen. Cheers, boys.
Yeah.
Don't get crazy.
Cheers.
To you, lovers. Son of a biscuit. Barely.
That 18% is not hiding in the corner, is it?
Nope. That thing pops right out and slaps you in the face a little bit.
Double oaked.
Double oaked.
You definitely get the oak. The oak is
It's like the double slap, basically. You know,
Mhm.
of oak.
This is the 2024 version. I kind of curious to see how this would taste in a year or so.
If it's gonna fall off,
Just a little, just maybe some of that heat might dissipate. It is hot. It is maybe not quite the word, but it's the best one I can come up with. There is some heat from the barrel.
Which barrel? Got
Yeah.
a few.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm feeling the wheat out of the deal. So
Bernheim Original Wheat Whiskey. I don't know that I've heard of that before.
because this is not a hard corn whiskey style. This is not gonna. It doesn't. I don't feel it burn so much. It's got like heat, I guess, but it's not like burn.
No, it's not a burn.
It's not a burn. There's nothing hard or anything about this thing. That word fantastic. Can't argue with that. Fantastic blend of barrels. That's pretty tasty. Elijah Craig 8-year bourbon. I do like Elijah Craig. I don't know if I've ever had too much of Russell's Reserve. Have you?
I can't say I have, no.
Have you?
I have. It's not too bad.
I was thinking the Elijah Craig has a tendency to be, for me, a little spicier bourbon. And I kind of feel like maybe that's prevalent here.
Well, this is an 18%er, so I mean, it's got full barrel in this thing.
But once you get past that barrel, the flavors are really good. That caramel, that raisin, that peaty flavors of barley wines. I dig it.
This is good. This is not too bad. I feel like I would get a different flavor out of this if this was chilled a little more in a weird way. Like there's something would be different about there's something here.
Definitely be more muted, but I don't know if that would make a difference.
Quality effort. Appearance wise,
Slightly translucent. You kind of
yep,
see through
slightly. It seems like it's got a little bit of nice little coating, just a little bit, not too much though. It just seems to kind of pop up there. I like the aroma. It's not strong, I don't think, by any stretch of the imagination at all. I can definitely taste that barrel.
A little fig.
in there. Maybe that's part of the mix. How are you feeling, boss? You got some in that flavor saver there?
It's
Oh, here it comes.
I don't know, not as strong in certain areas as I would expect it to be.
The way you were leading up to that, I was actually thinking the Price is Right. Wah, wah, wah.
I mean, I would say out of the Anchorage beers that we've had to date, this is definitely at the bottom of the barrel.
100% agree. I'm not gonna lie to you. Those Anchorage ones, those first two, those were like,
mind you, they set
knockouts.
the bar very high.
Yes,
but
I'm 6'4", and it's right at 6'3"
when
level.
this is as a bucket list beer, this is definitely something that's always been floating around in my head, and I don't think that's actually like you could say that led to how I'm feeling. It's kind of a little let down, but no, just in general, and I'm not very far yet, so I might get some more out of this. So I don't want to write it off. By any means.
I feel it the burn kind of like, man, I'm getting all of it kind of just like right that.
Well, again,
warm.
it is the 18%. I mean, it's probably the highest ABV we've done to date.
Yeah, in our episodes.
Yeah. How would you, with last episode's Tooth and Nail being a barley wine, we'll say a vanilla barley wine. I think this is more true to the barley wine style.
Yes.
We'll say no adjuncts, nothing. It is just barley wine in barrels. This is the profile. I think that really sets it apart in a way. They're not relying on any additional flavors. It is just the beer in the barrel.
Yeah, no adjuncts, no anything along with this. It's
But I do think that this would change if if it were to sit for a year or so, maybe even 2.
I would love to taste more fruitiness, more sweetness, more of those English barley wine things. Notes. It's mostly barrel for me. It's good barrel. Don't be wrong. It is good. It is not a bad beer. I would just you put all that effort into the barrels and the high ABV. It would be nice to have the same amount of punch in something else in the flavor department. Something else to at least be on par with that other taste.
Yeah.
I want about 1,000 pounds of cherries in this bad boy.
I wouldn't hate that. Any strawberry drop would be great, but even just a strawberry barley wine taste.
Honestly, just one. If you went crazy on one, like a cherry, would be it's called Slap Your Mama good. Love you, Mom. I think that might be the new take.
Love you, Mom, or slap your mom? I'm confused.
Depends on the conversation I have with her that day. I hope you watch episode 5, Mom. Love you.
Your mom was a wonderful woman. We had the pleasure of meeting and drinking with
That
her.
is true.
We
You
did.
guys did get
We absolutely
Mama
did.
Hansen. We had some quality conversations that day.
That was fun.
That was some epic, and we had some amazing food too that day.
We always do.
That was really good. I think I did those pork bites. That was so dumb.
Was that pork bite night?
That was pork bite night. I had that whole tray of little pork tenderloin I cubed up, and I had like a honey maple glaze or something I did on those things, and I sat those things and just
No, we actually met your mom twice, I think. First time was the Ryan Reynolds discussion. And then the second time was when you made pork ribs, I think. Or just pork bites.
She's a drinker.
We like
She's
her.
enjoyed it.
She's a good person.
Yeah, she's good humor. She's good humor. I enjoy her. So she's good times. All right. Did we talk about the mouthfeel, the finish?
I don't think we did. It's fine. No, I'm kidding. Wow. I'm kidding.
Such an aggressive stance.
A little, maybe dry on the finish. I feel like. I have a feeling I'm going to be higher on this than either one of you two. I do enjoy it. Like I said, I believe time would really do this wonders. Take away some of that heat, take away a little bit of the barrel profile, and maybe leave some of those flavors. Maybe allow the caramel or the fig to come through a little bit more, the raisin. Again, I don't hate it. You know, it is a little dry. I find my mouth a little dry with the finish. But overall, I enjoy this.
It's got a little bit of syrupiness to it.
Mhm.
It's not like a super thick beer. It's like really coating the glass or anything like that.
It looks like it tries to, but it just
Yeah,
doesn't,
yeah.
It doesn't hold.
I don't think it's got the sugar.
Well, barley wines typically don't.
No.
I think if you had more sugar and drunk or something like that, it would. Outside of that, yeah, barrel. The sweetness is very, very subtle. You know, the other, what barley wine you can taste. It has a good mouthfeel though. I like it. Just kind of waiting for more.
I have a lot of jokes that I can throw out of that mix, but I'm just going to let them slide.
Take the high road.
That's why you're here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to... No, I can't do that. But I liked it. You might have a higher score than me. 4.63 is probably a little high for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to go 4.4, 4.5. I would probably go right in that range. I do really like this one, 100%. I enjoy it. And if I got a hold of an Anchorage beer, then I am never going to be upset. I mean, even though this is like out of the three that we've had personally in our little things, on episodes or off, this would probably rock a lot of other worlds. Mm-hmm. So, nope. You.
If I were to apply a rating to it, and I have a little bit left here, I'll be the 4.5-ish, and that's just going to be because it is an 18%.
Boo, 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 boo. It's like a 5 for him. 5.
I do
Goddamn
rate,
5.
I do rate yours higher. It is an 18%, and even though you can taste a lot of barrel and it has got a little heat, I mean I've had 14% beers with the same amount of heat in your face. So it's a really high quality beer for sure. They definitely did a really good job on it. Definitely well brewed. I would definitely go higher if I could get a little bit more out of it. And as Bill mentioned, as it ages, it may show more. It may not. That's the thing. You don't really know. So we don't know what else is under all that barrel. I assume it's good. But I'm happy with the 4.5. I thought about 4.4, but I'm not that salty.
You're adorable. Kitten?
I was wrong. I'm actually right in line with you guys at the 4.5.
Good job.
I enjoy it. The things that detract it, that finish, that dryness, medicinal, slightly.
Okay.
Slightly.
Robitussin-y, you're trying
there's
to say?
just a little bit of that in there. But again, I would absolutely love to get a second can. hold on to that beast for, again, a year, maybe 2. Just tuck it away, forget about it, and give it another shot and see if some of that barrel mellows. But again, Anchorage, when it comes to their barrel age series, they absolutely rock it. We actually discussed our beers in episode 1, beers that we really didn't like, and one of my least favorite beers ever was actually from Anchorage. So it's just kind of funny to see both sides of that spectrum.
Good point. All right. Well,
Our question is, we all kind of roughly know how much we paid for this. Worth the money?
No.
Yeah.
I would not go into that realm. I could find something else I'd probably be happier with.
Couple something else.
In our defense, we paid secondary market price for it. If you were to buy this, straight up, from, I think it was for sale on Taver for a while, something like that. If you were to buy it, in that ballpark, okay, maybe, especially if you're gonna do a side by side comparison. Drink one now fresh, drink one aged, and kind of see the difference. That it might be worth it in that regard. But for secondary prices, majority of the time, secondary prices just aren't worth it ever. I can't say I've ever bought something on the secondary market and said, damn, I am glad I paid market price plus 100%.
Pliny was worth it.
Well, there we go. There we have it.
Cheap as
All right.
driving to California.
I guess, Pliny's also like $8 a bottle. So.
Yeah. Well, that was a good one. All right, guys. I appreciate that. That's good times. Ready to move on to the next round?
I'm always ready for another
All
beer.
right. So, we are at that point. We are at the time for the Beer of Mystery. What a world. What a world. Nothing like little space balls thrown in there, guys. All right. The Beer of Mystery.
I'm just impressed you picked up on that.
You like that? You like that? I knew where I was going a whole day on with that. Whole day. All right. So, Beer of Mystery. This is one that we have no idea what it is. Am I gonna know? Are you gonna know?
I know.
You're gonna.
I know
He does. Okay. On this one, he does know. We're kind of we rotate around. Who's hosting, whatever. So, Bill knows what this jammer whammer is. Corbin and I are gonna play a little game and try to determine if we can kind of figure out like what style of beer it is, where the ABV is, what's the untapped ranking at, and we're just gonna see if we can pick this little bad boy apart. So, cupcake.
If you insist.
I just don't want to put my Gorilla Mints out there. They're just.
You want to put your
You
what out there?
got my Gorilla Mints. These are for one things only. Chasing my wife. Oh! He's so smooth. He's so smooth. Look at that. Oh. That's some good head. Look, this is still a G rating, folks. Don't worry about it. It's all good to go.
It's more like PG, pre-Temple of Doom Gremlins kind of PG.
No, I don't know which one this is. Can't put two glasses next to each other.
Just grabbing stuff here. Oh boy. What shirt is Bill wearing today?
I am wearing the Savannah Ghost Pirates t-shirt. Savannah Ghost Pirates are the, we'll say, minor league hockey for the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
And they are a great team to play, and their market is awesome. But Bill did give us a hint last time with his shirt, so I'm just wondering. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
I did do that,
Cheers.
didn't I? You just never know. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you at home. I hope you drink along with us.
Yeah.
This is very citrusy looking right here. I am like, oh yeah, citra hops in this one. Last one last episode we had that mystery beer. It was very piney. Citra, Amarillo, and that was pre-taste. Now I'm solidified on the Citra and Amarillo. This Mammer Jammer, wifey would be dialed in. Wifey would slap this one around.
I will say they don't tell us what the hops are.
What?
In the description, yeah.
Are you serious?
No, unfortunately they do not.
So I'm right.
I cannot confirm you're wrong.
We take that as a victory.
I like that he didn't say he can't confirm you're right. He said he can't confirm you're wrong, which means he thinks you're wrong.
That's the New England in me coming out and being the glass half empty.
Oh man.
Regardless.
All right.
Do you like it more or less than our beer of mystery from episode 4, which was Heists? You like Blurred Way Up better?
Yes, for sure.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. All right.
Absolutely, positively, 100%.
That one was super danky with all that pine. This is not that. This is like a Citra. I mean, man, you could throw this thing in your mimosa.
Mm-hmm.
Citra, Amarillo. I would go with. Man, this is a low double IPA. High IPA, probably 6.6%, maybe, and.
So Papa Dale says
out of the upper northeast.
Dale says 6.6 and a double. Corbin, what say ye?
High 7.
Double, single.
It's double.
It is a double IPA
Yeah.
at 8%.
Shut up.
See, that's close.
You're way off.
I said high 7.
Now-
you know what high 7
now-
is? Low 8.
Dale pointed to a very specific geographical region.
Oh, you want me to?
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm poking and hoping here.
Seems more like a New England IPA.
It's worked 3 times for me.
It's not. It's not my favorite New England IPA. It's I don't think it's from New England. It's any style, but it could be better.
The beer's appearance is yellow straw colored.
Mm-hmm.
That nails it. With a significant haze.
Mm.
Heavy citrus aromas of pineapple, orange, flesh, and mango dance on the nose and palate. The Pilsner malt provides a medium body and wraps up each sip with a slightly balanced bitterness.
Can't confirm.
What is it?
I don't know. Why don't you unwrap it like Christmas morning instead of asking me what it is, what the gift is?
Man.
Gotta fix the kid.
Ooh, okay. Vicinity, double IPA.
From
Trillium?
Trillium.
Trillium, yeah.
Interesting.
Canton, Massachusetts. So somebody got the upper northeast aspect of that correctly.
8%. I don't feel this is an 8%er. It just doesn't taste like an 8%er, I don't
It
think.
doesn't taste like a trillium.
You're a trillium. You taste like a trillium.
I mean, that'd be a compliment most days.
It is a compliment.
Not today.
Ooh, wow.
Would either one of you like to guess the current Untapped rating?
4 point. I got jacked on the last one. I thought 4.4. It was at 4.1.
No, you said 4.1.
Oh, and it was a 4.
It was a little higher than that.
It was like 4.4 or 4.6.
No, it wasn't quite that high. I'd have to look it up.
This one, I would say is higher. Just with all the IPA folks out there, Upper East Coast, all that population.
Got a name recognition.
I bet they got over 1,000 reviews, don't they?
Over 1,000, yes. 58,000, 58.8.
Yeah.
This is a 4.6 beer then.
Ooh, I wouldn't go that high. I would not be surprised if on Untappd this was a 4.3 or 4.4, based off the name.
Which is why we do our mystery beer blind. As Corbin said, this wasn't for him. But on Untappd, with close to 59,000 reviews, it's sitting at 4.39.
Damn, I'm good at this.
You said nothing. Oh, it's closer to me.
I said 4.3, 4.4. I said I
You're
would not be
wrong.
surprised. And
If it
I
was
literally
4.4.
was at 4.39.
So
That's
wrong.
can't get any closer.
You're so wrong.
Because of the name. I can't see people rating a Trillium beer lower than a 4 to begin with. And then just because based off the number of reviews, this is in the lineup, it makes sense. Do I agree? No. I mean, I'm not too far off, but
So because, and I'm drawing conclusions, but because Blurred Way Up, which you were correct, was like 4.16, was more piney and we'll say more of a West Coast influence, and you like that more? Are you more of a West Coast?
me?
Yeah.
No. I'm more of a New England IPA
That's
person.
very
Well, that's what
interesting.
this is.
But
That's
this
very
is
interesting.
not my favorite New England IPA. I appreciate beer styles for what they are. So like I'm not looking at West Coast IPAs or whatever and wanting them to be New England IPAs. I may like New England IPAs more, but I'm not gonna insist that it tastes the same. I would respect that they're different beers for the most part. So for as far as New England IPA, definitely had way better New England IPAs. I would definitely. There's nothing wrong with this necessarily. It's just not my favorite. So I would be a little bit lower.
How's the appearance for you?
It is straw colored as described.
Mhm.
For a
Agree?
hazy,
Mhm.
I can almost see through it. So I don't know. It's hazy.
Okay, light hazy.
Yeah.
What about the aroma?
It almost I almost kind of expected it to be another like a stone fruit. Just because
Not ube.
it definitely not ube. But I can definitely get the Citra kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Bill, flavor? Do you like it?
I do. This is a beer I've had before. I think originally on Untappd I put like a 4.5. Again, if it were, the Untappd, what is the pay level? What do you call that, Corbin, with the Untappd? Premium. It'd probably be a 4.4. I mean, I think I'm right in there with everybody else. 4.35, 4.4. I wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating crackers. A friend of mine used to say that. But no, I'm partially biased because I'm homegrown in Massachusetts, so
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Partially? I don't know about partially.
I was not just checking the basketball game score.
I'll tell you what. The mouthfeel finish, I liked it. Super smooth, super easy to drink. I really like that about Trillium style. It's just like goes down nice. Tell you what, wifey would love it.
Mm-hmm.
Wifey probably would have liked the dank hoppy of last episode's IPA more than this one, but she is a New England hazy girl.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still get that out of those hazy New Englands, that hoppiness. So
Sounds like you need to take a drive over to Rollers here in Hilton Head and talk to Drew and get a couple of these beers for her to go.
Tell you what, she's going to be a guest star here one of these days, and she's going to start throwing shade. It's going to get stupid. Don't get stupid. But overall, is this something you would buy? Is this a necessity?
A New England IPA in the fridge is a necessity. Yes, 100%. Is this one? I mean, based on what you can buy on the shelf, I would absolutely buy it again.
Yes.
No, it's not my favorite. It is definitely worthy of a 4.25, 4.3 in my book as a good quality beer. It is surprising to me that it is Trillium. The reviews to me makes sense based off the fact that it is Trillium, because Trillium is an amazing brewery. Been there, I loved it. I would not expect a beer there of any lower quality. But generally, big brands like that get bigger reviews as an average. So I do think it's a little higher than it should be. I'm not saying don't get it.
That's why we do it blind.
Just saying it is what it is for me. I would have rather had the Heist beer personally, but two different beers, compare them differently. There's definitely some New England IPAs out there that I like less than this, better than this. Yeah, and I'll even
So every single brewery across the country offers a hazy New England style IPA. Every single one of them at this point.
I would rather have 3 thumbs up from my local brewery.
Wow. That's a plug, everybody.
That is a hot take.
That's a plug.
Hot take plug.
Yep. That's a full-on plug.
Notice Bill's head got redder.
Nothing against Lincoln and South. We absolutely love them. We are absolutely proponents of them. Do some of the best beers on the island.
100%.
3 thumbs up.
I enjoyed it. Kitten over here is just a cupcake, whatever. He's in his own world. But it was delicious. So great time. Great tastings. Good times. My necessity, I'll tell you what, it nailed me in the head this week. I have visitors all week, every week. People from all over, people staying with us, kids coming in, hanging out. I swear to God, I cannot get enough extension cords and power strips. You have got to make sure you have enough power strips and extension cords to get you through your life. And you need different size extension cords. And you need ones that got a ground plug and some that are just no ground plug. You know, those Christmas light ones. But you gotta have enough because those things are killing me. I need a 25-footer, a 50-footer, and a 100-footer at any random time because some child has something random going on, or my wife or family member, whoever, is making me run all around the house, and I have to run an extension cord for some random ass reason. So.
Sounds like a fire hazard.
Things get done. That's the big thing. Get the things done. If you can do everything, get it all done. So, my take, my necessity, extension cords and power strips. And I had a coworker give me a power strip that he got from Costco. This thing has LED adjustable light on the top. It's got 6 plugs. 4 of them are on one individual switch. Both of the 2 other plugs are on their own individual switches. You can turn on and off. Like I said, and it's got Bluetooth speaker to hook up. So you put this thing on like your workbench area and you can play tunes out of this bad boy. And it's got 2 USB ports. It's made by Win Plus Power Strip, but he got it out of Costco. And he's moving to Canada, and he's like, I didn't want to donate this. I don't need it out of the garage. So, but it was a turn on. I mean, it was a turn on. So, you know, that's my necessity of the week. I need more power strips, and I need more extension cords. This is stupid. So, but other than that, we're finishing up. How was the tasting today? How did you like it? Did you like Anchorage? Did you like Trillium? How are we wrapping this? Feeling good with these things? Yes?
Good up.
Good up?
Barley wine is life.
Barley wine is life. We love it. So we ranked at the barley wine. Pretty good. Price we paid. You know, you can find it other ways. Maybe that might be the way to do it. Trillium, 2 out of 3. Love it. 1 out of 3. Being a jackwagon, we're going to just take it with that. Anyway, thanks for your time, guys. Love you with everything. See you next episode.
Look for the beer necessities, the simple beer necessities. Get about your worries and the strife. I mean those beer necessities, these tasty, fun recipes. Keep these beer necessities in my life. Sometimes I wonder, when I'm at home, of all the brews that I've owned, The beers are chillin', I can see, making happy time just for me. When you look into that fridge by chance, just take a glance at the very end, then maybe pop a few. The beer necessities of life will come to you. This beer's for you.